Hey everyone, it's Mylixia. I wanted to make a quick video about the Steam refund policy. I know a lot of people have heard about this by now. I want to go over some of the issues that it brings up and some of the big positives it has for consumers. I've always been a person who is very favored towards helping the consumer, how this affects you, how this affects us as people that buy video games. Let's just go through what it is and talk about it a little bit. So just to recap what it is, the Steam refund policy has been updated. You can actually return any game on Steam within 14 days of buying the game or within 2 hours of playing the game. So 2 hours total of played time or 14 days of owning the game. Return it for a full refund, not just to your Steam wallet, but also to your credit card or whatever form of payment, to PayPal, whatever form of payment that you used to do that. That's a pretty big deal, considering that Steam has not had a refund policy or has had a very lax refund policy for as long as I can remember using the service. Why are they doing it? It seems like they're getting pushed by Australian and European courts to offer a 14-day refund policy. And if they don't do it, they could get in some trouble with their sales in Europe and Australia, which would be really bad for Steam if they lost those sales. They'd have massive trouble trying to pick that market back up. So they definitely don't want to do that. And there's obviously some pressure there, but the business decision seems to be that they've seen some positive in doing this. And that's actually what I want to talk about now is, why does it matter to us? Why does it matter to the game consumer? Well, being that the system is automated and you can return games now, you'll basically have better control over your buying choices. The good is that this is great for consumers. This gives a lot of power to the consumer, and I'm really big on that. I do feel like, particularly with something that hasn't been mentioned in this process, is that this kind of forces producers to make games that don't suck right out of the get-go. And one of my big problems with gaming has been the really disappointing early access games that simply just do not promise what they issue. And I think what's going to end up happening is if an early access game like that comes out and has promised all this stuff and has all that hype, a lot of people are going to check out that game and see that it didn't have what it had to offer, and they'll refund it. And that's great because that takes away power from game producers who are making games that are really just not up for sale and really are not worth the money to buy. So there's a problem there that sometimes, actually a lot of the time, you may not be able to tell within a couple of hours if the game is going to be something that has disappointed you. But if you are a pretty savvy consumer and you know what you are looking for in a game, you've read some reviews, you can always try that game out for a couple of minutes, wait a couple of days, try it out for a couple of minutes. As long as you're within that 2 hour window, you can definitely get a good idea if you're going to be disappointed in the game fast. And I think what this will do is this will encourage purchase of games where people are kind of on the fence and not sure. Because since every game is eventually going to go on Steam sale, a lot of people will wait to buy games at really discounted prices. Sometimes you can get 75 to 85% off of a game if you just wait even a month from the game coming out. You're almost guaranteed for that game to be on sale. This will encourage people to purchase those games and try them out. And if they don't like them, they'll return them. Generally, though, I think there's sort of a kind of an underlying theme here where a lot of people say, well, won't this be really bad for Valve? Won't this be bad for game producers? And the truth is that some returns and reviews, a good return policy is something that has been in digital marketing for a really long time. If you look at any internet marketing website, any kind of initiative to like affiliate program or something like that, a lot of these guys will have insane refund policies. There's refund policies even that will give you more money back than if you bought it in the first place. So they'll offer some free course. So they'll say, if you're not satisfied with our product, we'll give you all your money back and we'll work with you to work on whatever this is and give you the product that you need. There's a lot of sources like that. And the point is that most people won't refund products. Most people will not refund products. If it's just like, even if you buy something that you're kind of unhappy with, you're probably not going to go through the effort of taking it back to the store and saying, hey, I don't want this. There's a certain, I think there needs to be a certain faith in humanity here. Like there are going to be some people that abuse the system And Valve has explicitly left that kind of unchecked. They haven't said how they're going to evaluate people that abuse the system, but they will say that they're going to be issuing suspensions and bans for people that abuse the refund policy. I think that's going to keep the majority of people who would abuse the system at bay. And you're going to get a very small percentage of people that may do that, but the majority of people are going to use this in the way that I think it's intended to be used, which is, if you get a really shitty game and it's something that really aggravates you and makes you upset, you're going to return it, and as well you should. And that's going to flag the message to that producer, hey, don't make these games. Don't make crap that doesn't work or that isn't what you promised. And if you're, kind of unhappy with the game, you probably won't return it. And if you're happy with the game, you're not going to return it. You're going to play it through. You're going to go past your 2 hours. You're going to be glad with your purchase, especially if you got that game on sale. So there's no real negative here. It's great. It's giving power to consumers, and it's allowing consumers to make more informed choices about games. And it's also helping game producers because it's going to encourage consumers to buy things faster with the confidence that they can return something, even though if we look at all the stats behind it, they probably won't return it. I'm glad that this is happening. I'm glad that this is happening with video games. I've been in internet marketing for a long time. I've seen this. I've seen increasingly complex refund policies come from internet marketing where, if you're offering a product or a service, there will almost always be a very generous return policy on that. I think we're going to see that with video games. Origin has actually had this for a long time where you can return a game within 24 hours of purchasing it or playing it. And I've actually used that on Dragon Age Inquisition, which was just a game that I thought was well designed, but really didn't have the elements of a game that I felt that I would play. And so I've used a refund policy like that. I was really glad that was there. And actually that game, that decision was what made me buy that on Origin. And if I had liked that game, and I'm sure there are many other games that I would try that I would like, that was kind of an exception to the rule, I would probably buy more games like that. So this is going to also encourage me to buy games that I wouldn't have bought before. Great. It's awesome. Anything that gives power to the consumer is great. So it's just a quick video on what the Steam refund policy is and some of the ways that I think it'll affect us. And I think we're going to see an increase in these refund policies, not a decrease. I think this will keep going forward and consumers will be able to make more informed choices because of it. But I want to hear about your experience. Have you refunded a game through Steam? Do you have any thoughts on the system? Is there anything I'm missing in this video that I didn't consider? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, and thank you for supporting this YouTube. Subscribe if you like it. Thanks a lot. This is Mylixia, and I will see you guys again next time.